This story was told to me by my father. It happened to him several years ago, around the 90s. At that time he was going to the province on his motorcycle because one of my uncles had called to say a family member had died. He left very late and didn't calculate the time well, so the night caught up with him on the road. After a few hours of riding he noticed the motorcycle starting to fail, so to avoid risks he decided to slow down. A few minutes later the motorcycle died completely, leaving him stranded in the middle of the road in the middle of the night. He started pushing it, looking for a flat place to rest and try to repair it. After doing that for several minutes he saw, from afar, a flat area where he could stop. Luckily he had brought a couple of tools with him, pliers and screwdrivers. The place was completely dark, so there wasn't much he could do except wait for a car to pass and which might help him. He waited more than 10 minutes. Then he began to hear noises around him and thought it might be a rat or someone trying to rob him. He got more alert and took one of the tools defensively. He heard footsteps walking nearby but couldn't see anyone and stayed close to his motorcycle, waiting for a car to stop. After a few minutes a car came. At first he was happy, thinking it would finally stop, but it passed without stopping. When the car's lights swept over the place where he was, he saw the area looked desolate. He began to relax, thinking whatever had made the noises had left. But then he heard several people talking a few meters away. He grabbed his hammer and pliers again and warned them to stay back, saying he would defend himself if attacked. That only seemed to make the voices louder. Suddenly he felt as if someone had touched his back. A short while later another car's lights appeared. This driver, seeing my father stuck, stopped to help. My scared father asked to be taken to the city because his motorcycle wouldn't run. The driver calmed him and said he would take him, for a price. I don't know how much he paid, money didn't matter then. What mattered was getting out of there. The next day my father took an interprovincial bus and sat by the window to see the place where he had been stuck. When the bus passed, what he saw left him chilled. The place where he'd been had several crosses, like a cemetery in the middle of nowhere. After that he remembered something his grandparents used to say: to scare away strange things, you should protect yourself with metal. He had been holding pliers and a screwdriver all that time, and he believes that's why they did no harm to him, beyond the fright. I've been traveling through Latin America on my motorcycle for years and had never experienced anything strange until around 2016, when I was riding along the Panamericana Norte in Lima, Peru. One night, from a distance, my motorcycle's light caught the figure of a person walking in the middle of nowhere. I slowed down and when I got closer I saw it was a woman. She made signs for me, asking for help and begging to be taken to the city. I intended to stop, but something made me distrust her. It didn't seem right for a woman to be walking alone in that place. I thought it might be a trap, that if I stopped her friends would appear from the dark and rob me. I told her I would call the police, but she said no, that she didn't want to stay there alone and was scared. The way she asked convinced me it wasn't a trick. Before I could say more, the woman had already gotten on the motorcycle. I had no choice but to move forward and look for a police station. While I rode I kept glancing at her. For some reason she wouldn't let me see her face. She constantly moved from one side to the other. A few seconds later we passed a car and its lights shone on us. What I saw terrified me. The hand this woman had on me was a skull, pure bone. At first I thought my fear was making me imagine things in the dark, but when the next car's lights hit us, it was clear. The hand was skeletal. Panic surged through me. I tried to force her off the bike, making dangerous moves, but she clung to me even tighter. I accelerated as fast as I could, nearly losing control. I fell, but only suffered a few scratches. I jumped back on the bike immediately and, with my heart pounding, looked around to see if there was anyone there. There was no one. The woman had vanished. A few hours later I told a Peruvian friend what had happened. He said what I had picked up might have been the spirit of a woman, since there are several crosses in those parts and one of them may have tried to scare me. I don't know if that's true, but I didn't go back to check. I continued on my way, and I hope I never have to live that again.